Welcome to today's Explainer. We are tackling what is absolutely the highest stakes choice every single modern self-published author has to face. If you're gearing up to bring your manuscript out into the world, you know you're going to hit a major fork in the road. And honestly, it's a choice that dictates the entire trajectory of your publishing career. We're talking about the massive decision between absolute platform exclusivity and the open, uncharted waters of going wide. So, right off the bat, we just have to ask the hard question. Are you walking into a digital publishing trap? Look, Amazon has built this glittering, incredibly powerful publishing ecosystem, right? It can literally connect your book with millions of eager readers overnight. But the big debate, the question that completely divides the independent publishing community today, is whether that ecosystem is a life-changing, lucrative opportunity or, well, a carefully designed golden snare. Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a $69 million elephant in the room. Actually, scratch that. It's exactly $69.3 million. That staggering number was the exact size of the KDP Global Fund for March 2026. This fund is the immense financial allure that draws authors straight into Amazon's orbit. It's the massive pool of money that pays authors for every single page read by Kindle Unlimited subscribers. When you see a monthly payout pool nearing $70 million, it's completely understandable why so many independent publishers feel this overwhelming magnetic pull to set up shop exclusively on Amazon.
Section 1. The allure of KDP Select. Millions of readers and higher royalties.
That massive global fund is a huge carrot. And along with it, you get built-in access to millions of Kindle Store browsers, plus incredible perks like the ability to earn 70% royalties in markets like Brazil, Japan, and India, places where you'd normally only get 35%. But to unlock those perks, you have to enroll in KDP Select. It's an optional 90-day program, but here is the heavy stick attached to that carrot. You must grant Amazon absolute 100% exclusive digital distribution rights for your ebook. For those 90 days, you cannot sell or even give away your ebook anywhere else. Not on Apple, not on Kobo, no way, not even on your own personal website. You are completely locked in. It's honestly a lot like being in a super demanding, jealous relationship where you just aren't allowed to text anyone else.
Section 2. Inside the exclusivity trap. The hidden costs of convenience.
Now, what's really interesting about this exclusivity is that the convenience of simply ticking a box and letting Amazon handle everything masks some major hidden costs. Because once you step inside this trap, you're essentially trading away your long-term independence for short-term visibility. Let's look at one of the very first catches you'll run into. The ISBN. Amazon generously offers you a free Amazon ISBN for your print books. It feels like an awesome gift, right? It saves you money up front. But this is literally a Trojan horse. When you accept their free ISBN, Amazon officially becomes the publisher of record for that edition of your book, and that specific identifier is locked strictly to their ecosystem. Compare that to an owned ISBN, which you go out and purchase yourself. An owned ISBN acts as a universal key. You are the publisher of record, and you retain complete, unquestioned control over your global distribution across any platform you ever want to use.
Section 3. The costs of exclusivity. Algorithms, payouts, and limitations. Giving up that kind of control leads us right into the tangible, real-world consequences of trading your wide distribution rights for a cozy spot in an exclusive walled garden. When you commit to KDP Select, you are effectively handing over the steering wheel of your entire business to Amazon's automated systems. This quote from the publishing experts at Readsy just hits the nail on the head. If you're exclusive to Amazon, you're entirely at their mercy. If they suddenly change their algorithms, you might lose a huge portion of your income overnight. When your entire publishing career relies on a single storefront, one random algorithmic update can completely bury your visibility. You are putting all your eggs in one digital basket, which leaves your livelihood highly vulnerable to shifts you just can't predict or control. And then, we have to look at the reality of the actual payouts inside Kindle Unlimited. In early 2026, the payout rate for a normalized page read was roughly $0.0046. Yeah, that is a tiny fraction of a single cent for every page a reader turns in your book. To put that into perspective, if you drop a penny on the sidewalk, you've just lost 2 page reads worth of income. To make the equivalent of a standard $2.99 ebook sale, a reader would literally have to read hundreds of pages of your work from cover to cover. So the crucial point is that this payment structure creates a massive, undeniable disparity depending on what you actually write. If you're writing massive, 800-page fantasy epics or long, sprawling fiction series, you benefit greatly. High page counts equal higher payouts. But if you write nonfiction, self-help, or short children's books, your income suffers heavily. You know how it is. Nonfiction readers often just skim to find the solution to their problem and then close the book. Under the per-page model, you might only earn a few pennies for providing them exactly what they needed. For short books, KDP Select is often just a mathematically poor strategic choice.
Section 4. Going wide beyond Amazon. Building an independent publishing empire.
This brings us to the ultimate escape route. You really have to ask yourself, are you looking for a quick, explosive launch for a single book, or are you aiming to build a resilient, 10-year independent publishing empire? Going wide means taking that long-term approach. It means distributing your work to every available retailer and library system in the world. Because while it's absolutely true that Amazon is the undisputed king in the US and the UK, dominating roughly 80% of the market, the globe is so much bigger than that. If you restrict yourself strictly to Amazon, you are completely missing out on Apple Books, which holds a massive 30% of the Australian market. You're completely missing out on Tolino, which commands a staggering 50% of the German market, and you're bypassing Kobo, which controls 25% of the Canadian market. Going wide allows you to capture these massive, untapped international audiences that rely entirely on totally different platforms.
And this brilliantly illustrates the long-term strategic architecture you actually need to succeed outside of Amazon. It's a slow and steady marathon, not a sprint. Step 1, you purchase your own ISBN to maintain absolute control. Step 2, you build a clean, up-to-date author website as your digital home base. Step 3, you aggressively grow your own mailing list using reader magnets so you have direct access to your fans without any algorithmic interference getting in the way. And Step 4, you distribute far and wide to non-Amazon stores and libraries. You stop relying on Amazon to find readers for you, and you start connecting with them directly.
Section 5. Choosing your publishing path. What is your ultimate goal?
As we wrap up this explainer, it brings us face to face with the core question of choosing your publishing path. To make the right choice, you have to deeply evaluate your ultimate goals, the specific length of your book, and the genre you're writing in. Both paths are entirely valid, for sure, but they require vastly different mindsets. You should choose KDP Select if you're a new fiction author. Your primary focus is the US and UK markets. Your marketing relies on big promotional blasts, and you are totally willing to trust Amazon 100% with your property. On the flip side, you should choose Going Wide if you're a patient career builder, you write short fiction or nonfiction, you want a truly global focus, and you absolutely demand independent control over your intellectual property.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to the legacy you want to leave behind as an author. When you publish your life's work, you're building something permanent. So we'll leave you with this provocative thought to ponder. When you finally hit that publish button, are you building Amazon's empire, or are you building your own? Make a strategic, informed choice and take full control of your publishing journey. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.